season 3 of Atlanta dropped the first 2 episodes this past Thursday. Was it Wednesday? No, it had to be
Uh,
Thursday, right?
yeah, Thursday night. Yep,
Thursday night. Um, Atlanta's back, man. Um,
been a minute.
and I think it has been a minute. What, 3 years
28
now?
spring 2018, Atlanta
4
season
years.
2.
4
Um,
years. Wow.
Donald Glover and the rest of the cast, they're busy bees, man. They get up to stuff, so it takes a while to get everyone back together, and they realize that, so they shot seasons 3 and 4 back to back and announced that season 4 is the last one. So Atlanta will be over before we know it, but it's also just back after so long away. So really exciting time because Atlanta made both of our best shows of the 2010s, best shows of the decade, even though there was only 2 seasons of it. I think the reputation at this point is precedes it. Just an amazing half hour that kind of transcends what you expect from a show of that structure. Like it has such ambition, such a wit and perspective that only you know, Donald Glover, Stephen Glover, and this writers' room could bring in terms of like the black experience. It's just to have it come back now with everyone in the cast even more famous and more accomplished than they were at the time. Like, just a really exciting time. Can't wait to watch this week to week.
Totally. And, we get Hiro Murai directing these first 2 episodes. He's directed many of the episodes
Yep.
every season. So you have that classic Atlanta look to it. Um, and I guess Three Slaps and Sinterklaas is Coming to Town as premieres did kind of like surprise me because, like you said, we've been waiting a long time and we only see Donald Glover for like 2 seconds at the very end of Three Slaps. Very Atlanta, kind of subverting your expectations and telling this separate story about these like two woke women and this child who wants to get out of this terrible home and this bad situation, and it just kind of keeps getting worse and worse. Really a horror story. And I mean, even before that, the cold open is almost like a horror movie in a way. This black man, this white man out in what lake was that? It's Lake Lanier, I think.
Yeah, I
Um,
wasn't sure either. Yeah, that was a really cool aside there for sure.
yeah. So just like a lot to digest. I mean, what was your just overall like take after watching the first 2 episodes?
Yeah, so Three Slaps has been a bit polarizing because
Mhm.
it's like you said, it's a subversive return for the series. Uh, you can even look at the episode descriptions, basically trolling the audience with what they're communicating, what they're saying. Donald almost predicting what people will think. So, in that sense, obviously, I respect the shit out of it, and I still enjoyed Three Slaps. I think there's just the comment that you get from this creative group is really cool, and like even if this story is technically like lifted from the headlines from a few years back because they wrote this series a while ago, like even if that's the case, it still feels like super relevant to me, and like there's always just like little lines that like they will throw in there, like when the ladies are like, Rihanna used the word spirit animal. Oh, we have to comment on this. It's just like they know how to skewer stuff just right without beating you over the head with it. Um, you know,
Does
it's
she
just
have a
real
native heritage that we don't know about? Like, does she have native blood that we don't know about? Yeah, I agree.
telling was it Laquarius
Yeah,
telling
Aquarius.
Laquarius to like sing a song while he's working, literally like obvious nod to like slaves on the
Slavery.
plantation,
Mhm.
obviously. And then he starts busting out to like NBA young boys make no sense. So great. Uh
Yeah.
yeah, the whole bit with the police officer and
Oh
how
my
they play
god.
that up, it's I mean, obviously, this is the series that brought us BAN and Juneteenth and Teddy Perkins. Like, they're so thoughtful in everything about this show that, like, even if this is clearly like a one-off bottle episode that doesn't necessarily make any sense, it's totally cool because Atlanta was never a serialized series in the first place. Al's rap career is always on the periphery through the first 2 seasons. It's not like that's what we watch. So I wasn't super surprised because it didn't actually seem that out of character for how Atlanta tells its stories.
Yeah, no, I wasn't like super surprised, but I definitely was like a little bit taken aback because you just have such a long layoff, and to not get any of the crew in the first episode is such a choice, you know. But also a Stephen Glover written episode, so you're always going to get something interesting when Stephen Glover's writing. He's only writing one of the first 6 episodes. They haven't announced who wrote the last 4, so I
Oh,
wonder if he'll be
I'm sure
a
he's
little bit
still in the
more
room
involved
for
there.
everything.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely liked the second episode. Sinter Claus is coming to town a little bit more. You know, you
Yeah, of
obviously get the
course.
crew back and being with them is great.
Yeah,
Um,
Amsterdam.
yeah, and like you said, there's a step forward in Al's career, so you get a little bit more to go with for Paperboy to be doing. Kind of being a bit of a prima donna, it seems, which is always
Yeah,
fun. And it's nice to see Earn like being competent, which I think was something that, like, I was like, are we just gonna see Earn kind of doing the same old shit, not knowing what the hell he's doing, and see
right,
him actually be like, somewhat experienced was kind of nice.
right. He's still earned though. Like he still misses
Yeah,
his almost misses his flight. Has to track down a lost laptop, but he can still handle stuff, right? You know, he's like at the end when Paperboy unsurprisingly doesn't want to perform. He's like, "Fuck it, dude. Follow the insurance. You'll make more money anyway." Like he's
yeah.
actually handling it. But I loved how it ended because at the
Oh,
end, what's he do? He gets up out of bed at 4 in the morning to bring Al a bunch of wings. Uh,
mm,
he like sighs. He knows that he's using Albert. Albert's his meal ticket to a better life, and he sucks it up and does it.
yeah,
Um, but just kind of watching everyone do their thing, I think it's just really it's really fun to be back with this group,
yeah,
and I think Van and Darius, their stuff was great too.
yeah. You don't really get a lot of Darius in this episode, but obviously when Lakeith is in this character, he just is
Yeah,
such a presence and
the
kills
line
it.
readings are just amazing. They always are. Like he could say anything, and you're just like on every word with him.
Yeah, what did he say? Like, I'm like in my religion right now, or like this is my religion. Just like being in Amsterdam, like whatever he says, or I'm with God, like just in Amsterdam. It was just amazing, like the way it introduces him. And then I thought it was a nice episode for Van.
Mhm.
You kind of see some growth from her as well. She's on this trip with, not really with Earn, but kind of, not even really sure what the deal is, and to have her like go through this experience of meeting Tupac, who was alive and now dead in Amsterdam, and
Yeah,
being the last person to like speak to him, and the way that happened was, yeah, oh my god, dude. Just like it's the sort of thing that like you come to expect from the show, but still like blows you away because you're like, how the hell did they think of this?
yeah,
Like ridiculous shit.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
that's what they do. They experiment and jump around with genre and tone, and
yeah.
it's unlike anything else. It's great.
Um, Also, just interesting to see if they're going to go like COVID route, Earn coughing throughout the episode. I wonder if that's
Mm,
just like a bit of a little bit of a red herring, or if there's going to be
oh
more to come
no,
from that.
I
So
hope not.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have confidence that if they choose to go that route, that they'll do it in a thoughtful and interesting way. But
Mhm.
definitely something to be thinking about. This is like probably the one of the handful of shows that I really want to stay up on. Like, I don't want the episode to get too far beyond the release date because people just talk about it. There's so much
Yeah,
discourse. So if you like Atlanta, recommend staying on top of the episodes because there's a lot of good discourse to go along with it.
and people know this by now, but Atlanta's the best thing Don Glover's ever done. He's a very famous and experienced guy at this point, but I mean, this is his masterwork. So best enjoy it.